What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm actually quite excited to talk about this one. This is one that I've been wanting to get for quite some time. I recently got a decant of, knew I fell in love with it. I was fortunate enough to have Twisted Lily send this out to me for a little collaborative review. So shout outs to Twisted Lily. I do love working with them. They have a variety of niche fragrances available, from tons of discovery sets if you're looking to discover a new niche brand, and then of course they have samples on up to full bottle sizes. So I love working with them. They're some of the best in the business as far as our little corner of the world with the perfume market. But today we are going to be talking about Xerjoff Mefisto. Stay tuned. So starting off with this scent, when you first spray it, you're greeted with a medley of citrus. This sharp, metallic citrus. Very believable, juicy fruit type without the sweetness of what, when I normally describe juicy fruit, it's normally because there's a bit of sweetness going on, and there's a little touch of it, but it's more mouth-watering, tart, and fresh overall. Beautiful stuff. I actually have a fresh spray on my hand. It is my scent of the day as well. I have 7 sprays on currently, plus this one, so 8. Beautiful. You're going to get a nice dose of lavender here that does make it a little soapy, but not overly soapy to where it's just straight up shower gel. This is much more metallic overall. Even though the notes are kind of, nothing really will lead you to believe metallic when you smell it. Very sharp and metallic, but at the same time believable and authentic citrus. And then there is some rose and iris. There's some soft woods here. I believe it's sandalwood and cedar. Though it doesn't come across as a very creamy wood or a sharp wood, maybe more so sharp, going into that metallic nature, but a cedar wood's not really going to do that. So you're getting all this sharp metallic citrus at the top. It starts to settle into this lightly floral, soapy, powdery type of tone. I don't get a lot of rose here. It's more iris and lavender that I get overall, but it's, like I said, it's not super powdery or super soapy. It's they kind of counterbalance one another to where it's not too much of either. And then once you get into the dry down, it's all about this beautiful clean musk going with that light powdery soapy floral tone. There's a little bit of woods here. Like I said, it's a soft wood feel. It's not a very strong and dense wood backbone. I love the scent on this one. This is most notably known to smell similar to Creed's Silver Mountain Water. The difference here is you're losing the inkiness of what the black currant provides in Silver Mountain Water, and you don't have that herbal green feel from the tea note. That herbal feel and inky tone are gone, but the sharp metallic citrus is still here. That's where the relation to one another really lies. This is very similar, but not the same overall. Honestly, I like this one a little bit better. That's why I wanted to get this one over Silver Mountain Water. I have a bunch of fragrances that smell like Silver Mountain Water, but I think this just suits my taste a bit more because it's more about citruses, florals, and musk than it is about kind of that inky feel of the black currant and, like I said, that herbal tone of the tea note, while Silver Mountain Water is a fantastic scent profile. I'm not saying anything negative about it. I just prefer the way this is composed a little bit more over that one. Now let's discuss performance. So across the internet, you'll read mixed reviews about some people getting weak performance and some people getting beast mode level performance. I kind of fall somewhere in between, in that 6, 7, 8 hour range, more so in the 6 to 7 hour range for the most part. The thing that I think people attribute it to being weaker to is I think they're kind of tying projection into longevity, and they feel like if they're not getting heavy wafts of it, or if they have to go looking for it, that the life has faded to where it's just a basic skin scent. That's not really the case with me, though admittedly the first hour and a half is the strength of this fragrance. That's where your projection is going to be strongest. It's not an immensely powerful fragrance with its projection. It's bright, it's airy, it wafts easily. A well-circulated room, if you're indoors, people will smell you very easily in the first 2 hours. But after about an hour and a half, it does calm down and get a bit closer to the skin. This isn't one that has a really strong sillage. I would say at best it falls into the moderate to mild category, where you will have a light trail going, not too light to where I would consider it just mild sillage overall, to where it's a skin scent. It's almost the skin scent if at the mild sillage stage. This is just a little bit better than that. This is one that's a little bit more subtle, a little bit more subdued, but for me still sticks to my skin for a long time. Beyond 6 hours starts to become a long time for a lot of fragrances, especially when you start getting in that 6 to 8 hour range, which is my personal sweet spot for a fragrance's longevity. So this falls perfectly for me. And this is one of those fragrances for when you don't want to announce you're here. You don't need to make a big statement. But in the event somebody smells you, you will smell nice, pleasant, inoffensive, and somewhat unique. It's got a strong compliment getting DNA. It's familiar to some. Not everybody knows Creed Silver Mountain Water or Xerjoff Mefisto, but it is very pleasant. When I say slightly more unique, because it doesn't smell like your run-of-the-mill designer fragrances of today. There is a quality to this scent profile, and I really think the presence of this scent profile really works well with the performance that I do get from it, where it is pretty long-lasting, not a beast, but definitely far from weak as far as life on my skin. And then the projection and sillage kind of suit it to where it's noticeable, it's detectable, it's not a complete skin scent after the projection calms down after about an hour and a half to 2 hour range. But it's perfect for it in my opinion, because this is the professional man's fresh fragrance, is kind of how I look at it. I feel like this one can dress up very well, and in a professional setting, you don't want really loud and intrusive. You want a little bit more subdued, kind of to yourself, but noticeable if somebody comes within range or you pass within a certain range relatively close to them. That's where the sillage is with this one, and I think it suits the scent profile perfectly. Final thoughts on this one. I am thrilled to have it. I have worn it several times now, as well as my decant from myluxuryscent.com. I've spent plenty of time with this one. I was definitely ready to give my final thoughts on this one and do a full review, and I think this is a great fragrance. I really do. Everything about this really suits my taste for a quality fresh citrus fragrance without smelling like all the other citrus fragrances at the same time. Obviously there is relation to Creed Silver Mountain Water, but this is on a much more higher quality level than a lot of other designer level clones and small clone houses, Middle Eastern clone houses. So it's not that synthetic tone that stuff like Club de Nuit Sillage from Armaf has, where it's much more synthetic. And don't get me wrong, that smells good. I do really enjoy that. But this is light years better, in my opinion, because of the quality and the blend. It's really good stuff. I do really like the Gentle Uomo Flanker, the light blue bottle. That's a lot of people's favorites. I do really like it, but this one just speaks to me a little bit more. I have had a decant of the Gentle Uomo Flanker in the past. It's just something about this one that just does it for me. Well, that's my final thoughts on Xerjoff Mefisto. It's nice to finally have a fragrance from this line, and it is, of what I've tried, my favorite. Would like to get Fiero next. I've heard that's a fantastic aromatic fougere. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you tried Mefisto? What do you think about it? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you disagree with my assessment? Does it vary just a little bit? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Xerjoff Mefisto and you give it a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.